I have mentioned it before, but my wife and I like to go to thrift stores and see what little treasures we can find. And on a recent camping trip, we found these treasures. I don't know why I like this little lizard so much, but I do. And then I got this little lizard. I'm not really sure what to do with him yet. I'll figure something out. And now, this is the coupe de grace, two coupe de grill, two coupe de ville, the coupe, the sedan. That's what it is. This is the sedan. So this owl has got many layers of little. It's just little pieces of tin, and it's got multiple layers. It's got the back layer, and I'm betting this back layer. Yes, this back layer is from here all the way to the head, and then it's got feathers and a wing and a branch he's supposedly standing on, and I guess these are his feet. And you know what? I think this will translate into wood very nicely. So this is the project I'll be working on today. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make the body out of a couple pieces of this here black walnut. So I'll do a piece for the tail, another piece for the head, and another piece for the wing. I'll draw it out first, and then I'll make the feathers of this piece of black walnut. And since the grain is going to be different, it will stand out a little bit. And then I will make the eyes, I'm thinking, out of this piece of dogwood and try to incorporate this pith here. And then I still have to figure out the feet. Maybe I'll have some left over this and I could use. I have now cut out the head area, the tail area, each of the feathers, the feet. I did the feet without off the camera, and the wing. I've got this piece of dogwood that I'm going to use for the eyes. I'm going to get on the lathe, make it round, appropriately sized, and then I'm going to try to make eyes sort of like that. I think all the pieces are too thick in one way, shape, or form, but I'm gonna go for a somewhat over thick size regardless. So the feathers here I'm definitely gonna thin down in one way. I think I might try to make them angle out a little bit. The claws here, definitely too big. I might not do all the feathers thinner. I'll have to make that decision. The wing, I'm gonna lap it in so that it sets down, but it's still kind of thick. But first, before I do anything, I'm going to go ahead and refine these shapes on the sides. I want to find that wing, and then on the head area, I successfully pulled off this side in my opinion, but this side didn't come very roundish, so I'm going to clean that up, and I have just the tool for that. I have not laid out everything, but I finished the eyes on the lathe, and I sanded down the feathers to make them overlap a little bit. I want to do something with this wing still, and I'm getting to liking this. I haven't decided if I'm going to carve at all, but it's looking good. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm going to thin this down a little bit. This is the tail section, and I decided roughly half. I think it's just too thick. And then the wing I'm also going to thin down, but not quite as much. And I'm just going to use the bandsaw for that. Now what I have is I have a stick that I use, a push stick on occasion, and I'll use this to hold it against the fence so my fingers aren't close. And then I have this other one that I cut a little notch into, so it's basically like a chicken foot push stick. And then what I'll do is I'll push that in, and instead of cutting my fingers, it cuts the wood. That was one of those things I knew better. I did it anyways, and luckily with the bandsaw in this particular case, it doesn't cause any risk of injury if you pull away. So what happened was, is that the bottom of this is round, and I had an unsupported cut, so then it grabbed and it wanted to do this. I'm going to try it again, but this time with a supported cut. That worked better. Okay, I'm getting close to the point where I'm going to start gluing things together. So before I do that, I want to go ahead and carve out some feather shapes. See, like here. I'm using a blade that I got with a carving kit. You've seen other videos with this. And what I've decided to do is I marked the binds of each feather, and what I'm doing here is on each feather I'm going to run the blade I guess the trick is to run straight down first, but not pressing too hard, and then I can run sideways. Makes a little bit of a groove, and then I from an angle make a slice. All right. Now I'm going to come in from the other angle, which makes a little bit of a V-groove. I'm trying to do this so you can see it on the camera. Using the same groove cuts that I did before, just cutting a bit of a V out. Just to remove a little bit of material. There we go. And that's what we have now. So I got 1, 2, 3 more feathers to do. This is coming out rather nicely. I have all the feathers glued into place. I've got the eyes glued in. I do not have the wing yet. And the reason why I haven't got the wing is I still got to glue in the claws. And what I want to do is get the claws in place and then glue the wing in. So that is the plan next. This is a lot of finessing and farting around with, so it's kind of hard to film while I'm doing it, so you'll see the end result. Okay, so the glue up is completed, and now it is time to let it dry overnight, and tomorrow I'm going to do some finishing on it. I'm going to put a clear coat. Well, this project is completed. I put 3 coats of clear polyurethane lacquer on it, and I think it looks great. So here's the original that I worked off of, and then here's what I made. Now I decided not to put the carving into the wing, and I think it was a good decision. We decided to put it next to my wife's collection of owl stuff, and there it is.
Yeah! Woohoo!
Good. Finally, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10. Good job.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a lollipop?
Who? Who's asking?